Uncover the chilling details of Helen Marquardt's tragic downfall, a housewife whose secret affair with her neighbor's teenage daughter spiraled into a shocking murder. This harrowing story reveals a web of deceit and betrayal that ended in unimaginable violence. The murder. Helen Marquardt, a 42-year-old Southern homemaker from Norman, Oklahoma, appeared to lead an ideal life with a beautiful home. Known for her involvement in the community and her warm demeanor, Helen was seen as the epitome of suburban perfection. However, behind this seemingly perfect facade, her marriage to corporate lawyer Robert Marquardt was facing difficulties. Robert's demanding job kept him away from home for extended periods, leaving Helen feeling isolated and unfulfilled. In search of excitement and connection, Helen developed a close relationship with her 17-year-old neighbor, Taylor Ronsley. What started as a mentorship evolved into a complex and private affair, with Helen drawn to Taylor's vibrant energy. As the relationship deepened, Helen's behavior became noticeably different, and she withdrew from her usual social activities, focusing increasingly on Taylor. On the morning of June 5, 2022, Robert returned home after a long night at work to find the house unusually quiet. Upon checking the upstairs bedroom, he met with a scene that would haunt him forever. Helen was discovered lying on the floor next to their bed, her body naked and surrounded by a pool of blood. She had been shot to death. The room was a chaotic mess. The bed was disheveled, furniture was overturned, and broken glass was scattered everywhere. For a moment, Robert stood paralyzed, his mind grappling with the horrific sight. Panic soon took over. He rushed to Helen, frantically trying to revive her, but it was too late. Realizing she was gone, Robert swiftly grabbed his phone and called 911. The investigation. The Norman Police Department arrived swiftly after Robert's 911 call. Officer David Collins, a seasoned 12-year veteran, was the first to respond and immediately requested additional support. The once quiet suburban street was soon filled with flashing red and blue lights from police vehicles. Detective D.N.E. Yocum, renowned for her meticulous investigative skills, took charge of the case. Inside, Helen Marquardt's lifeless body lay on the carpet, a gunshot wound to her head. Forensic experts began their work, collecting evidence, dusting for fingerprints, and photographing every detail of the scene. Outside, Officer Collins interviewed Robert Marquardt, who was still in a state of shock. Robert recounted finding Helen's body when he returned home early that morning, insisting he had no idea who could have committed such a crime. Yocum, though sympathetic, understood the urgency of the situation. The first 48 hours were crucial for gathering evidence before any leads went cold. The investigation had just begun, but clues from the crime scene provided initial direction. Taylor Ronsley, the 17-year-old neighbor and first suspect, was well known in Norman, Oklahoma. She was a bright, independent student about to graduate from high school, known for her rebellious streak in a conservative town. Despite her vibrant exterior, Taylor's relationship with Helen had turned dark. What started as a mentorship evolved into a secretive and controlling affair, with Helen increasingly demanding and possessive. Detective Yocum and her team brought Taylor in for questioning, focusing on her relationship with Helen. Taylor appeared nervous, fidgeting, and avoiding eye contact. Initially hesitant, she admitted to a romantic relationship with Helen that had recently deteriorated. Taylor described Helen's erratic behavior and constant demands, including threats to expose their affair if Taylor tried to end it. She claimed to have been at a friend's house studying on the night of the murder, but her nervousness and strained relationship with Helen made her a key suspect. Yocum noted Taylor's alibi but remained skeptical, knowing they needed to thoroughly investigate her story to confirm or rule out her involvement. The next suspect was Robert Marquardt, Helen's 46-year-old husband. As a corporate lawyer for oil companies, Robert's demanding career kept him away from home frequently. Known in Norman for his professional success and aloof demeanor, he was distant compared to Helen's community involvement. Their marriage had grown strained over the years. On the night of Helen's murder, Robert claimed to have been working overnight in downtown Oklahoma City. He found Helen's body upon returning home early the next morning. Detective Yocum scrutinized his alibi and reactions, noting his calm but detached demeanor. Robert's explanation of marital issues and the affair between Helen and neighbor Taylor Ronsley raised suspicion. Although he provided time-stamped emails and phone records as proof, his profession gave him the means to potentially cover his tracks. Despite his calm exterior, the detectives remained wary and kept a close watch on him as they investigated further. The third suspect was Karen Ronsley, Taylor's 42-year-old mother. A single mother and dedicated nurse at Norman Regional Hospital, Karen was known for her no-nonsense attitude and strong dedication to her daughter. Over time, Karen noticed troubling changes in Taylor's behavior and suspected an inappropriate relationship with Helen Marquardt. A few days before Helen's murder, Karen confronted Helen in a heated argument, demanding that she end her involvement with Taylor. Detective Yocum brought Karen in for questioning, aware of the recent confrontation. Karen admitted to the argument but denied any involvement in Helen's death, citing her concern for Taylor's well-being. She provided time-stamped records from her hospital shift to support her alibi. Despite her strong alibi, the intensity of the argument and her proximity to the crime scene kept her under suspicion. The investigation continued, with Karen's role remaining a critical piece of the puzzle. On June 12, 2022, as the summer heat settled over Norman, Oklahoma, Detective Yocum received a call from a technician at TechFix on Main Street. While repairing a malfunctioning home security system, the technician discovered hidden video files in the system's memory. The footage, recorded in the Marquardt home's master bedroom, revealed Helen Marquardt engaging in a sexual relationship with Taylor Ronsley. More disturbing was that Helen had secretly filmed their encounters, likely without Taylor's knowledge. The reveal. On June 14, 2022, Detective Yocum and her team felt they had gathered enough evidence to make an arrest. Taylor Ronsley, just 18 years old, had been ensnared in a dark and destructive relationship with Helen Marquardt. The investigation had unearthed footage showing Helen's manipulative threats, which had pushed Taylor to the edge. The disturbing video evidence revealed Helen's escalating threats to expose their secret if Taylor tried to leave. In a state of fear and desperation, Taylor had seized a gun from Helen's nightstand. The scene of the crime, with its overturned furniture and shattered glass, told a harrowing story of a violent struggle. At 3 p.m. on June 14th, police descended on the Ronsley home. Taylor was found sitting in the living room with her mother, Karen, and was arrested without resistance. The gravity of her involvement seemed to weigh heavily on her, while Karen was left in stunned disbelief. The arrest sent ripples through the community, revealing the chilling reality behind Helen Marquardt's murder. The trial. The trial of Taylor Ronsley commenced in late November, drawing significant attention from the Norman, Oklahoma community. The courtroom was crowded with spectators and media, all eager to witness the case's progression. The prosecution, led by District Attorney Mark Peters, a seasoned lawyer known for his tough but fair approach, painted Taylor as a cold-blooded murderer. Peters argued that Taylor, confronted with the potential loss of control over her secret affair with Helen Marquardt, chose to end Helen's life rather than face the consequences. Conversely, Taylor's defense attorney, Lisa Green-Troller, a passionate advocate for young clients, presented a starkly different perspective. Green-Troller contended that Taylor was a victim of Helen's emotional and psychological manipulation. She introduced evidence from the hidden videos, showcasing Helen's increasing pressure and threats against Taylor, which drove her to a state of despair. Green-Troller argued that Taylor's actions, though tragic, were the result of intense fear and a feeling of entrapment, urging the jury to consider the emotional torment Taylor endured. The trial was emotionally charged, especially for Helen's family, who were present each day. Robert Marquardt, in particular, was visibly shaken by the revelations of his wife's affair and Helen's manipulative behavior toward Taylor. The Marquardt children, too young to comprehend the full scope of the trial, were shielded from the proceedings, but were deeply affected by the loss of their mother. The Norman community, once close-knit and conservative, was left in shock. Helen Marquardt's death and the ensuing trial served as a stark reminder that even in seemingly perfect neighborhoods, dark secrets can lurk beneath the surface.